Hey everybody, it is
Floods worsen here
from the Ed Boys, and today we're getting rich on a budget featuring the Abyssal Tentacle. At one point in OSRS history, the Abyssal Tentacle was actually the king of melee weapons. The very first Theater of Blood KC ever achieved, that was just with Abyssal Tentacles.
I got a cabbage!
Which is why the monster that drops the Kraken Tentacle requires 87 Slayer. So we're going to take the Abyssal Tentacle and we're going to go make some money with it today. First of all, let's take a look at Floods Worsen's stats. This is going to be the 9th episode of getting rich on a budget. So as you can see, Floods' stats are starting to get pretty high. That's another byproduct of bossing. For this reason, as always, I'm not going to be using any stat boosting potions for the beginning of the video. So if you're 77 attack and 82 strength and you're sipping a super attack and super strength potion, you would be temporarily boosted up to the attack and strength level that I have here. I've got the Abyssal Tentacle already, but I also have a little bit of money to work with in the bank. I've got a 1 mil budget, as well as a fire cape, Dragon Defender, Barrow's Gloves, Book of the Dead, and a rune pouch. I'm going to be starting with some Vardorvis KC. I already did a little bit of Vardorvis on this account in the Get Rich with the Zombie Axe video. The Zombie Axe was a bit slow, so I mostly stuck to Duke in that episode though, and then I wanted to come back to Vard later. Well, now is the time. I've only got the 1 mil budget to spend outside of the Abyssal Tentacle, so the gear is pretty weak, but it'll get the job done. I bought a Helm of Nada's Knot, Amulet of Glory, an Ancient Blessing, a Granite Body, Rune Plate Legs, Dragon Boots, and a Warrior's Ring. I then got some prayer potions, sharks, and caramboins. I have fire runes, cosmic runes, and blood runes to summon thralls, and then I have some rings of dueling to teleport to the Ferox Enclave. Made my way over to the Nightmare Zone to imbue the Warrior's Ring real quick. It adds a little bit of slash accuracy, not a lot, but we need all the boosts we can get. Here's a look at my Vardorvis log. I do have 26 KC already, but all the drops that are filled in here are from Duke, so it might as well be empty. Let's go ahead and move on. Now let's go ahead and take the run. It is a very long run to Vardorvis before you have the teleport. The tablet to unlock the teleport is not that rare, so you shouldn't have to do too many kills without it. That's also going to be my marker for when I start to use stat boosting potions. So once I get the strangled tablet, my bank trips are going to be a lot shorter. I'll be drinking super combats, so the kills should be a lot quicker, and I might even be getting multiple kills per trip. So we don't have to make this run so many times. For now though, we get a little bit of cardio in. These first few kills are gonna be a little bit rough. I have upgraded from the Zombie Axe video. I have the Abyssal Tentacle. I have higher stats than I had in that video, and I do have thralls with me for a little bit more DPS. So we're gonna get the kills. It's just gonna be slow to start, but that's really how it works with budget gear, especially with budget gear versus a high-level boss like Vardorvis. The thing about Vardorvis is that his regular drops are really bad, some of the worst ones in the game when you consider the requirements to even grind out Vardorvis in the first place. The majority of the profit that you make here does lie in the unique drops like Virtus Pieces and of course the Ultor Vestige, which can be used to make an Ultor Ring, which on its own is over 100 mil. That's usually the mark we're going for in these videos. So one drop could basically finish the video. The Vestige is about a 1 in 1088, so on average it takes 1088 kills. No guarantees, but I can definitely knock out a drop rate worth of KC. Now when I say the majority of profit is from uniques, that doesn't mean that we lose money until we get a unique. I do see that comment fairly common where people say that Vardorvis is not a good moneymaker, you lose money until you actually get one of the drops. That's just not true. You're going to profit very slowly, but you will be profiting unless you're dying every time and not getting any loot. That's the case for any boss though. If you never get the loot, of course you're not profiting. So my goal to prove that this all works out is I'm going to grind out enough money from just Vardorvis regular drops to buy gear for the Theater of Blood, which is where we're headed next. This would be a lot easier if you started with a Noxious Halberd instead of an Abyssal Tentacle, so I personally suggest waiting until you can afford that halberd before you grind Vardorvis. But we're starting with a good old reliable Abyssal Tentacle today. Third kill of the video, we got some nice blood runes. Okay, we need more bloods to spawn thralls. 306 is also the fastest time so far. Not a PB. I had that PB set while using super combat potions during the Zombie Axe video, so we probably won't set the personal best until after getting the tablet. Nice, dude. Onyx bolts? No fucking way, dude. Oh my god, it's over 500k. Oh, that is so good. Pretty lucky to get that one early because we're going to be surviving off of like these soul runes and like dragon dart tips for a while. Adamant ore, almost 4 minutes on that kill. 37k is more money than I spent on the kill though, so at least it's still positive. Oh my god, knock shit over much. Dragon dart tips coming in hot. Oh man. This would have been another like 160k if we could have managed a perfect kill. That is huge. 317k is massive right now. We take those. Go to the bonk. That's it. GG's. I'm risking it. I chanced it. He swung at me with my prayer off because Of course it would be the lava runes, dude. Let's go. Let's fucking go. These are the drops that get comments on my YouTube videos. People are like, oh, dude, Vardorvis is such good money. Yeah, dude, sometimes 4-cap drops grapes. Coal, okay. Look, we got decent foods. It wasn't the teleport, but we're gonna regret attempting it, but I'm going for it. Oh, what the fuck is even that? Holy shit, new PB as well, 221, let's go. Oh my god, did you see that at the end there? Yo, 2-kill trip, it was coal both times. No way. Oh, that was awesome. Holy cow. Don't even have the super combats yet. We're getting 2-kill trips. 221, dude. Time to buy some more food and potions. I'm also going to upgrade from rune to dragon plate legs. Vardorvis heals himself based on how much damage he's doing to you with his melee attack. So if you have higher defense, then he will heal less, which means you have to do less damage to him. So actually having higher defense is also like having higher DPS if you think about it that way. Bye-bye. Let's fucking go! 41 KC strangled tablet. Oh my god. Oh, it is over, dude. It is so over for you when I get back. That is the teleport. Yeah, using this on the Ring of Shadows will now let the Ring of Shadows teleport me to the Stranglewood. Time for those super combat potions. I do like starting off the video not using these to simulate the fight at lower stats. That way you see that you don't have to have 90 plus combat stats for bossing, but it is a lot smoother and easier and faster if you do have higher stats. So hopefully when you see how much better the fights are about to get for me, it's a little bit more motivation to hang out at like the Gemstone Crab or the Nightmare Zone for a bit longer, you know? Also, we've got that teleport now, which saves so much time compared to using the fairy ring. Kills per hour are going up, me boyos. Uncut diamonds, 58k, not bad, not bad. That's profit. 300 blood runes. That's the perfect kill blood runes coming in high. Let's fucking go. And now we're getting 2-kill trips. Kind of could go for 3 if I'd brought more prayer potion. That would have been a good time for a supply drop. 2 minutes and 10 seconds on a new PB. We're killing it. Lava runes, another new PB though? Back to back? No way. By 1 second. Count it. That kill was over 4 minutes, and I got mithril javelins. Here's one of the real losing kills right there. We're profiting, not this time though. We lost a little money on that kill. 50kc, there we go. 300 lava runes, okay. Perfect kill lava runes, let's go. Not much of a reward. Vardorvis master though. I'm gonna call my mom and let her know that I am a master. Oh, that was a 3-kill trip. Yo! Hey! All right, let's get out of here. Sweet. There she blows. PB, 2 minutes and 2 seconds is pretty good. Almost under 2 minutes. I like it. I like it. Rune ore, let's fucking go. Rune ore what? 186k is a big deal right now. We take those. I spec. There's no way. GG's. GG's. First death. Here's another thing that I heard when regarding Vardorvis and how much money you make. When I lose 500k per death, then I'm actually losing money per hour. I'd like to say just don't die and you won't lose money, but here I am making the run of shame. The thing is, this death is only going to cost me 2k. If you don't want to lose 500k every time you die, consider practicing and learning the boss with a bit cheaper of a setup until you're more comfortable in the fight. 82 defense coming in hot, no way. I had no idea it was that close to defense level. I wasn't paying any attention. Now I pot up to 99 defense, dude. Okay, wait a minute. Another supply run coming in hot. I need prayer potions, sharks, caramboins, runes. I am going to start using divine super combats as well, trying to keep that boost up as much as possible and push some more multi-kill trips. 3-kill trip with some food to spare, as well as 2 full prayer potions left on the 3-kill trip. 1 minute and 49 as well. Wait a minute. Holy cow. Sheesh. Let's go. Awakener's Orb for floods. Oh my god. 889k is the most money we've gotten on 1 drop so far. Fucking count it. Oh, that is huge. That is huge, dude. Rest in peace. Oh my god, I just got a Virtus robe top. Oh! Dak, the type of guy to ruin everything. Oh, this changes everything. I don't think we can... I don't know what to think. I don't know what to think. Oh my god. There's half of the 100 mil, boys. That kind of ruins it. This might be a mulligan item that we get that money after a certain threshold. I did make the decision that I'm going to use the money from the Virtus Robe Top after we get our first KC at the Theater of Blood. The goal originally was to make enough money to buy Theater of Blood gear off of just Vardorvis' regular drops, so we're going to stick to that, and we're not using the money for the Virtus Robe Top yet. I sold it on the Grand Exchange for just under 50 mil, turned that into platinum tokens, and then just tossed it into another tab to save for later. Oh, I was a little late on that range prayer, huh? Oops. GG's. GG's is right. Awakener's Orb coming in hot. This is the second Awakener's Orb for Floods on Vardorvis here. I knew it, dude. I had a feeling it was about to be back-to-back. I almost fucking said something, too. I was almost like, back-to-back orbs? 2 in a row, boys. Oh, my God. Sweet. 145 and 146 KC plus 800K. Oh, that is massive, dude. After selling off those back-to-back orbs and the rest of the loot that had accumulated with them, I bought an Amulet of Fury and a Torag's Plate Body. The Fury has a better strength bonus, some prayer bonus, and better defensive stats than a Glory, and the Torag's Plate Body is better defensively than this Granite Body that I'm rocking, which, as I explained before, good defense is very solid for Vardorvis. 94 attack coming in hot. Accuracy goes a long ways here. Stepped into that axe last second. Dead axe. Vardorvis PB. No way. 169 KC. That was 1 second off the PB. No. You were right. Reaper Jackal. I just got a chromium ingot. Oh, boys. Rune Ore. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. The 189K, 191K, whichever the two numbers is correct. That's a good drop right there. Only 500 attacks to go on the tentacle. 200 KC coming in hot. Oh, minute 43 new PB coming in hot. That was 3 seconds off the old PB. Count it. All right, we're cruising. We back and we cruising. We're really close to buying this new tentacle. I don't want to look yet. We probably should just go buy the whip like next trip. Oh, I got a blood quartz. Let's go. 1 kill after the PB. We get a new collection log item. This is not a huge deal when it comes to making money, and we are on a video where we're trying to make money. That's fine, dude. That's a unique. Awakener's Orb. Oh, that is massive. Oh, that's like the biggest drop yet other than the Virtus Robe Top. That is massive, dude, other than like the 50 mil drop. But that is huge because we're almost out of charges here. We're just going to send this now. I had like just about enough money to go buy a whip without having to like sell off any of the gear we've upgraded. And now for sure I can go buy the whip and some more supplies. We could be at 10K charges and be good to go, dude. It is time to recharge this tentacle. This is the worst part about using an Abyssal Tentacle, the occasional whip purchase. It's really not that bad if you're just fighting a boss with good drops, like better regular drops than Vardorvis. That's why I do suggest waiting until you have the Noxious Halberd before really grinding out a lot of KC here. We are moving up though. I made a few upgrades and can still afford the next 10K charges. So even though it's slow, we're making progress. Oh, there it is, my Kraken Tentacle. Look at that, look at that. No way. I didn't realize it would confirm. Oh, I got it. I'm so good at the game. That was pretty sweet. For what, dude? For what? Count it, count it. So we got about 210 kills. I had like 25 at first, though. So just under 200 kills with the first whip, though we have some better upgrades. So I imagine more than 200 kills with this whip. New PB, 1 minute and 41. Nice, dude. I like to see it. Even better, 1 minute and 37 PB. Yeah, buddy. 83 defense, 83. That's 300 KC coming in hot for some supplies. Okay, guy. It's nice to know that Vardorvis doesn't want me to leave, though. More supplies so I can stay forever. I still need the bank, though. Sorry, bud. Oh, no. Oh, no. It seems we are disconnecting. Look at the axes. They're just spinning there menacingly. Yeah, buddy. The Rune Javelin head's nothing too crazy, but that's a 3-kill trip, and there were a couple of sick drops in there with the Rune Ore and the Awakener's Orb. That is the most money that I made in one trip, other than the Virtus Robe Top that we can't do yet. No, 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 the chromium idiot. You hate to see it. Oh well, there's nothing I can do about it. Just got a Blood Quartz 396 KC. I think the first Blood Quartz I got was close to 200 KC. We've been like very much average pace for these bad boys. 180 mine runes on 400 KC. That's like the only mine runes we've gotten. And that says we're up to 600. Okay, we've gotten a few. Like, why? Now we get mine runes? Mine goblins? God damn it. Oh no, dude. Oh my god, I just got my second chromium ingot of the stream. How? Oh, bro. Alright, well. You want to teleport out of here? Oh my god, dude, these fucking chromium ingots. That is our third. Ooh, an Awakener's Orb coming in hot, dude. That's a lot of potion money right there. Thank you. All right, it is time to sell all of the loot that we have at the moment and buy some real bare minimum Theater of Blood gear. The majority of the monsters in Theater of Blood are weak to slash, so the Abyssal Tentacle is going to be carrying us mostly. We still need a little bit of range and magic DPS as well. For magic, I mostly just needed some accuracy. I am rocking Elite Void with the magic and melee Void Helm. Void magic does have a nice accuracy boost, along with this Ancient Scepter, which I got during the Get Rich with Muspa grind. Unfortunately, I did not keep any ice gems from my Duke KC on this account, so I'm currently unable to upgrade this to an Ancient Ice Scepter, which would get an even larger bonus in accuracy when trying to freeze monsters, but I have the Occult Necklace, Book of Darkness, and an Imbued God Cape, and I had high enough accuracy to be freezing the Nilos in the first room with this setup. I did have to buy some Forgotten Brews as well, because they slightly boost my magic level, and I didn't have high enough magic to use Ice Barrage without them. Not necessarily ideal, but we're doing it. I do have an Ava's Assembler and then an Eclipse Atlatl for my only range switch. The Atlatl max hit goes up with your melee strength, so it's still decent without many range switches. Pretty good for inventory space. And we also don't have blowpipe money, so this is gonna be fine for the Nilo room. It's gonna be pretty inaccurate overall against like actual bosses, especially like Zarpus, but really it's what we've got. Over here, I've got the Bone Dagger, which has a special attack that slightly lowers a monster's defense. And then we have a Salve Amulet for bloat. Actually, the Salve Amulet is probably the only best-in-slot piece of gear that we have in this entire setup. That really is the whole purpose of this series of videos, right? We're trying to show that maximum gear is not required for bossing. If you have zero experience at the Theater of Blood, it would be smarter to wait until you have a better setup than what we have here. Like I said with Vardorvis, maybe waiting until at least a Noxious Halberd would make this easier for you. You still have to do the fight. Like an upgrade to a weapon's not going to do the raid for you, but this is pretty minimal gear. It also helps if you have teammates with even better gear that maybe carry you a little bit while you're learning. So I invited some pro Theater of Blood grinders to join me, and then I forced them to wear the same crappy gear setup that I have going here. Shout out to Buff, Natpack, and the Rap Snack for sending some Theater of Blood KC with me here. Each of these guys has a much better setup that they could be using, but they have agreed to run the budget Theater of Bloods with me for the video, which is huge because I can't do this by myself. Be sure to check out Rap's YouTube channel as well for some more Theater of Blood content that should be linked on the screen and in the description. It's time for the first room of the raid, the Maiden of Sagandis. This is where the freezing rolls mostly come in hot at 70%, 50%, and 30% health remaining on the boss. The Maiden's going to spawn in some red Nilos, which don't actually target the players. Rather, they walk up to the Maiden herself, and if they reach her, they're going to heal the Maiden, and they're going to speed up her attacks. So it's very important to freeze these Nilos and then kill them before any of that happens. With high DPS, you can freeze the last group of them and then just skip them and kill the Maiden. We're not really rocking high DPS here, though. 3 minutes and 13 seconds on the room time, honestly not bad at all. Lucky for the team, I didn't miss any of my freezes. The bloat room is really an anomaly. Simultaneously, this is the easiest room of the raid, but also the room that everybody still dies once they are a master of the raid. It's a very strange paradox, but overall we had a pretty clean bloat room, really not much to see here. The Nilo room is next. This room is often the most hated amongst new raiders, but also the most popular room if you ask professional raiders. There is a lot going on, and it feels like the waves of Nilos are just never ending. If you and your friends are all new to Theater of Blood and you just have a new group sending this room might be a little bit of a roadblock at first. Just like any other PVM encounter in the game though, the more you do it, the slower it will feel and the easier it's gonna get. In other words, this room is the most active room in the raid, and when you don't know what you're doing yet, it can be overwhelming overwhelming and feel like it's too long. But then when you get good at the room, it's actually the most engaging part of the entire raid, making it actually the most fun room. It's even more fun when you remember to charge your trident. Yeah, I did not charge my Trident of the Seas, so my fastest hitting magic attacks were my freezes. Freezes are pretty powerful when I'm hitting multiple Nylos like on one of the pillars, but overall, this really did mean that Buff, our other mage, really had to keep a lid on the blue Nylos. A couple of pillars were getting close to collapsing, but we did make it to the boss with some time to spare. I'm sure the boss would have been a little bit quicker as well if maybe I charged my Trident of the Seas. For most of the rooms, I'm able to use my tentacle for the majority of the damage. The magic and range DPS that I bring with me is not huge. The magic is mostly for being able to freeze stuff, but like my damage tends to come from the tentacle. That being said though, I do highly suggest charging your trident. Time for Soda Egg, the big dog. This fight is like 90% just watching the projectiles and making sure that you're protecting the right prayer. There is also the maze. Often a pretty scary moment for new raiders is the maze. If you get chosen, then the entire team is relying on you not to mess it up. You could get everybody killed. Luckily for the rest of the squad, I didn't get picked to do the maze yet. GG's. I didn't... Not Deathless doesn't count. No, Donnie just did it the efficient way, okay? So he's already at the chest. Last chance to buy some potions, and then we're off to Zarpus. Almost forgot its name. Very forgettable boss, apparently. This room is more of a DPS check than others. During the second phase of the fight, Zarpus spreads a lot of poison around the room, and that won't go away until the fight is over. So if you take too long to get Zarpus to his third phase, you can run out of safe spots to stand. We didn't even really go full sweat here, and we still made it through. If the meleeers were all running on the exact same tiles, then Zarpus would be repeating tiles more often, and it would take even longer for the room to fill up. And then if Natpack, also known as Donnie Bolts, if he had a blowpipe instead of an Atlatl, he would actually be doing some damage. The Atlatl, it's a good range option, but it's very inaccurate in this room. That's okay though, we're only 2 rooms away from being able to use that money from the Virtus robe top, and all of our setups are going to be better. I went back to grab the clip of Rap dying to get like my reaction of him dying in Zarpus room, and I didn't make a single sound. I didn't say a word when he went down. Either I just did not care at all, or I didn't even notice. And if you look closely, we actually can't see him die on screen here. He's just a little bit off screen. So, I mean, if I didn't see it, if we can't see it at all, then maybe it didn't happen. And now for the final boss, Lady Verzik. We were a little bit slower than I expected on the first phase, but we got her off of her throne like right as she took down the second pillar. So really, there's no issue there. Part 2 Verzik, this is often considered the hardest part of the raid. I don't know if I would say that this is like the hardest part of the raid. It's probably the most important part though. If you mess up and you get like bounced into a splody crab, you can die very quickly. Like you can get knocked out of here and punished pretty hard. And once she gets to lower HP in phase 2, she's gonna start spawning in those red Nylos, the same ones that were in like the Sanguinesti room, and those are gonna heal her. So it's a bit of a DPS check. If you have multiple teammates that die before you get through the DPS check, you're not going to be doing enough damage to actually get to phase 3, and you can just brick the raid like right at the end there. So definitely the most important part of the raid, phase 2 Verzik, part 2 Verzik, whatever you want to call it. But we're pros, we got through it no problem. We're moving on to phase 3. Now, for phase 3, look, I wrote a bunch of jokes on just how easy it is to complete phase 3 and how it's literally impossible to fuck up the raid at this point, but I can't, you just got to watch it. No! No! Oh, 3 of us just died. Oh, no! Oh, God! It's up to Donnie Bolts! Oh, my God! Yeah, he's got it. No problem. He's got it. No problem. All right, so we had a bit of a setback in that moment with less than 10% health remaining on the final boss. 3 out of the 4 group members died, leaving it up to Donnie Bolts. He's deep enough into the fight that he could finish the kill with a few good hits, but he's also got the tornado following him, which will heal Lady Verzik if the tornado hits Donnie Bolts. He has to keep focusing on his overhead prayers to protect from her attacks accordingly, and he's the only person left in the room, so Lady Verzik is only going to be following him the entire time, so he's got to stay away and not get meleeed. And the big green ball, somebody has to tank that, and like we just said, he's the only one left. so he's going to be tanking that every time as well. That's just straight up unavoidable damage, so basically he's on a time limit. Donnie motherfucking Bolts, though, absolute legend. He knew that if he didn't succeed at this, that we were going to have to try again with this setup, so he pulled it off, dude, because he's a pro. He literally never dies except for the very first death of the raid, I guess. That means all of us died at one point. Look, none of us know what we're doing then. Honestly, for the first run on Floods with everybody being in the super budget gear, that raid went pretty well, all things considered. We didn't get a purple light from KC1, but we did have the one rule about the Virtus robe top money from earlier in the episode. Now that I have one KC at Theater of Blood, we have about 50 mil more to spend for future KC, making them even easier. I immediately upgraded to the Noxious Halberd, so it is time to change the title of the video, I guess. I love the Abyssal Tentacle. It's done a great job, but it is time to move on. The Halberd is very, very strong. I also bought a crystal weapon seed, made that into a crystal halberd for some special attack action. Not everybody upgraded to the Noxious Halberd with a little bit more budget. Buff got a Dragon Warhammer, which makes a very big difference in lowering those defense levels. The Bone Dagger, it was almost like a formality. It helps a little bit, but the Dragon Warhammer is far superior. And then also Donnie Bolts, who is the ranger in this setup, he upgraded to a Toxic Blowpipe, which is a lot more helpful than the Atlatl. It shoots faster, which is huge during the Nilo room, and it'll actually be accurate against Zarpus. Though the Dragon Warhammer and the other halberd upgrades, we can't afford to just melee Zarpus the whole fight at this point. We do get through it fast enough. Oh my god. Oh god, it's my turn for the maze. Oh god. You son of a bitch. I fucking clicked. I clicked an hour ago, but I believe that I may have clicked on the purple crab and tried to attack it instead of running. Once I was getting bounced, that was double crabs no matter what. Oh, it was, dude. Look at this fucking shit, bro. Like, I tell you, I clicked to step back so that I wouldn't get bounced, and I just totally, instead of yellow Xing, I click on this suddenly spawning purple crab. That sucked. Good luck, boys. KC3 coming in hot. Would have been deathless if it weren't for that Floods Worsen guy, am I right? We knocked out a trio kill as well with this setup. Theater of Blood does like rebalance if you have 3, 4, or 5 players. So with 3 players, we were fighting a slightly weaker version of the raid. 4-player raids do tend to be a very nice sweet spot for the Theater of Blood, though. That being said, the 3-man raid was not bad at all. The Freezer didn't do so great on the Maiden, so that very first room took a little bit longer. That was me. I'm the Freezer. I'm the one who messed up. Nala room was clean. Zarpus room, no problem. Lady Verzik literally doesn't even exist. And I even got my first MVP on Floods Worsen. Let's fucking go! Shout out again to the boyos for sending some Theater of Blood KC with Floods. Theater of Floods KC. I didn't get a lot of kills overall, so unfortunately no purple lights yet. I will admit I was a little bit excited about getting back to Vardorvis now that we have the Noxious Halberd. It's a bit stronger than the Tentacle, so kills are going to be faster, and it doesn't take any charges, so I'm spending so much less money per kill as well. Uncut diamonds. Oh, I got the new PB! I just was thinking the last kill was a minute 47. I was like, it felt quicker than that, and then just bam, minute 32 on that one. There it is! New PB. It's the first time setting the PB with the Noxious Halberd. Just shaved 5 seconds off it with that one. It was a crazy kill. A minute and 12... What? I just shaved 20 seconds off my PB, bro. A minute and 12? Sheesh. I definitely thought that was a pet or a drop way before I thought it was going to be a combat achievement. I was like, yo, we got something. A minute and 12? Oh my god, that was an insane kill. Ooh, the Awakener's Orb. Very nice. Plus 800k. Oh man, I almost said out loud just now, and unfortunately they're not taking chromium ingots off the drop table. I'm like, nah, I'll jinx myself into getting one. Oh, alright. At this point in time, Jagex had announced that they were going to make the changes to the ring pieces from Desert Treasure 2 bosses, and you get a gold ring when you get your first piece, and 2 gold rings when you get your second. The update hadn't quite happened yet. It is going to happen during this grind, but at the moment, we're still running blind on those ring pieces. Yes! Executioner's Axe Head! Oh my god! We got something really good! Oh, hell yeah, dude. Bro, I've never gotten that drop. There's no way. Whew, an axe piece? Oh, that's so sick. I don't even know what to say, dude. Minute 23, we absolutely destroyed on that kill, too. I was feeling it. I was like, yeah, that's a nice kill. Ooh, 53-54 on that spec. Ooh. Oh! Ultor Vestige at 649! What the hell? Oh my god! No way! Holy shit, dude! No way! Oh my god! Rewarded for tying my PB! Oh my god, we can just leave! One small issue at this moment, I didn't have high enough crafting to go make the Ultor Vestige into a ring, so I bought some molten glass and we AFK'd for a couple hours. It is 80 crafting that I needed, so I did buy a mushroom pie for the +4 boost as well, and then I went through the complicated process talking to Pierre the Seer at first to take apart like the Berserker ring I just bought, heading to the furnace with all the pieces, remembering the 500 blood runes, that's probably the hardest part, and then I finally had an Ultor ring to sell, which actually sold for 174 mil. Now, when they officially did make that update for the Desert Treasure 2 ring pieces, a lot of players went out and finished their ring grinds because they learned they were 2 out of 3 on their grind, so the price of all of the rings dropped a little bit, and the Ultor ring is, well, it's still 131 mil while editing this episode. So, we would still have hit our 100 mil mark with just the one drop, and also, even if I sold this ring for 130 mil, that plus the Virtus robe top already means that this episode is more profitable than any other episode in the entire series, even more money than the next episode. Thank you, Vardorvis. The first 2 things I bought with our newfound monies were the Bando's Godsword and the Amulet of Rancor. The Rancor is best in slot for melee, while the Bando's Godsword is a great special attack weapon for Duke Succulus, which is where we're headed now that I'm done with Vardorvis. First kill since the ring update, dude. Show me that 2 out of 3. Yo, 1 gold ring. Ah, no. That's not quite what we were looking for. I mean, it's better than 0 out of 3 for sure. I'm not sure if I'm just grinding out the rest of the ring or if we're going to be hitting just the 1k KC for this episode. Dragon plate legs, oh my god, dude. Not even the perfect kill plate legs, and it's worth as much as like an Awakener's orb drop. Duke's ring might not be as expensive as Vardorvis's, but the regular drops are so much better in the meantime. My goodness. And the Poison 4 KO'd him, no way. Yo, there we go. We just got the Elite and the Master Combat task. Look at that. We just skipped over 2 of them. Hold on. 50 seconds. Yeah, that might be the best we're getting for a little while. I hadn't spent all the money that we had to work with and still had some upgrades that I could make. So I went to the GE, I bought a Blood Moon top and bottom, the Berserker ring, and then a Serpentine helm to finish up the melee setup. Sounds about right, but with the budget gear we had just before, I believe the PB that I set, oh my god, I believe I swung. Oh, I just got a gold ring. Well, 2 gold rings. You know, the same thing, because we already knew we had 1. That's a piece. Wait a minute. I know what that means. Oh, that's awesome. Well, that gets me really excited. Wait a minute. Oh, that gets me going. Awesome. So we just got a ring piece, huh? We take those. I do like the update. Nice, okay. I thought we were gonna be 2 out of 3 ring pieces when I returned. And we were only 1 out of 3, and we've already brought that back. So that's pretty sweet. Like RS2, it's past RS like classic times. Oh, a chromium ingot. This is like 30 minutes after we just got a ring piece. Not ideal, but like whatever. I'm not crying. Now that I know that I'm 2 out of 3 ring pieces, 30 points. Yo, I just set a new PB at 46 seconds. Yo! Pretty good, pretty good. Chromium ingot. Oh! You know what they say? Oh my god, dude! I hit the unique table for a Virtus robe bottom. I just filled in the collection log slot. No way, dude! Oh man, we said it was gonna be a Mage's Vestige. No way! 969! The Prophecy! Holy shit! Oh my god, this episode has been crazy. It's been brought to you by RNGesus. Woo! Hell yeah, dude. My first 4 Virtus pieces, 2 of them on the main, 2 of them on Floods, were all masks. And then my next 2 pieces were top then bottom. Count it. Count it! Oh, that's fucking awesome. That is very satisfying. Now that we have even more money for upgrades, I went and grabbed a Hydra Leather to make myself some ferocious gloves, and then Primordial Boots, which are very expensive for not being a huge upgrade, but still better than the Dragon Boots that we were rocking. Here comes the 1K Duke KC4. Cole, just as expected. Still sitting on 2 out of 3 ring pieces and no axe piece from Duke yet. That's going to wrap up the Duke grind for right now. Clearly, we'll have to come back one day, though. Finally, for this episode, we're going to go melee Zurlah using the Noxious Halberd and the Crystal Halberd for special attacks. I did buy an Eclipse Atlatl for the few times that I can't reach the snake without standing in the venom. And then I bought the Ring of Suffering to hold my Rings of Recoil for me. Let's rock. This was the first time that I got to use melee on Zurlah. At this point, I have released an Hour of Zurlah melee video that went along with my Zurlah guide, so I have gotten to test it out like a few times now, but it really is incredible. I have thousands of Zurlah kills with magic and range before this, but melee Zurlah is my new best friend. Unless... Oh! GG's? Oh my god. My PB's a minute and 1. That was a minute and 2. I mean, it was a good kill. Bruh, I'm so confident in the PB there, dude. Oh, the PB! No way, dude! The Master Combat Achievement 55 second. That was with just the 1 spec, too. Oh my god. Yeah, I mean, we just did like half of its health in the first... There's like 271 health left when it first dropped down into the swamp, dude. Holy shit. 55 seconds. Dragon Halberd. I could just swing with this instead. Wait a minute. That's like so many kills that trip. How many kills was it, though? This was a double drop, so 1, 2, 3, 4, like 5 kill trip right there. Well, there's the Zolandra teleports, too. I think that was a 6 kill trip. Look, here's where I drank from the pool. There's 1 kill. There's 2 kill. There's 3 kill. There's the PB. 4 kill. 5 kill. 6 kill. Jesus Christ. Okay. Melee kind of legit. Are you kidding? GG's. That was a good kill. Oh! 51 seconds! Oh, that was more than a good kill. No way. Yo! That was insane! I'm wearing Blood Moon. What is going on? That's crazy. Grandmaster Combat Achievement. But I take the competitive side of it. Oh my god, dude. Please kill it right here. Oh my god, dude. What was that? 44! Oh my god, dude. That was insane. I didn't even have thralls. 44 second Zurlah kill. Damn, this setup is insane. There's 1,000 Zurlah KC. Say it with me, kids. Coming in hot. No uniques to help with the bank tab, but Zurah's regular loot is still really good. We've already made some really good money on this episode, too. I was just trying to try out the new toy at Zurlah. We did a lot of stuff in this one, mostly Vardorvis, but some Theater of Blood, Duke, and then Zurlah as well. That was definitely the most fun that I've had bossing in a while, was doing the melee Zurlah kills. Phenomenal update to let us use halberds for that. I knew when I started the episode that I would grind out an Ultor Vestige no matter how many KC that it took. Luckily, we got it in a little bit over half the drop rate, so that was awesome. Either way, this was going to be the most profitable episode yet, but at the end of the day, we've got a 281 mil cash stack to work with. Floods, you beast. Vardorvis is one of my favorite boss fights in the game. Theater of Blood is some of the most fun content in the game, and it was really fun to go back to a couple of bosses that I've already fought in this series with an upgraded setup. So overall, this was my favorite episode to film so far. Next episode is going to be a little bit slower for me to record. As some of you know, I've been dealing with some wrist pain. Thanks to stretching it, icing it, some wrist strengthening exercises, and most importantly, trying not to use my wrist very much. I have been feeling better, but I still can't get quite as many hours in, like per week, working on floods at the moment. So recording the next episode is just going to take a little bit longer, but I am working on it. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to like and subscribe for more content. Thank you very much for watching, and best of luck on your money-making grinds.